I want to revisit a book from the mid-2010s and talk a little bit about how it's still very relevant today. It's Dark Money, The Hidden History of the Billionaires Behind the Rise of the Radical Right by Jane Mayer. Mayer is a journalist who talks about how the 2010 Citizens United case creates a shadow network of billionaires who fund our elections. The book's written in 2016, right before the ascension of Donald Trump, or right in the middle of the ascension of Donald Trump. And this book is still very relevant today, obviously, as money is so part of our political system. So Citizens United is a Supreme Court decision in 2010 that says that political spending, expenditures, donations are speech, and therefore they should not be infringed upon and they should be unlimited. The conservative Supreme Court, Roberts Court, rules this, and as a result, six years later in 2016, Mayer writes this book saying that the consequence of that decision are a vast shadow network of mostly Republican political organizations that are funding our elections and taking over the Republican Party. She says that this happens on the left as well, that the Democratic Party also has their billionaires funding their elections, but they're vastly outspent. She says that a group of billionaires really takes advantage of this political decision by creating a vast shadow network outside the mainstream Republican Party to fund our elections, fund candidates, fund think tanks, political organizations, and nonprofits. The most famous of those billionaires are the Koch brothers, Charles and David Koch, billionaires. There are others also, the DeVos family, as in Betsy DeVos from Trump term 1, the education secretary, the Mercer family, and others. And their goal is to create policy outcomes for anti-regulation, to roll back environmental regulations, and to give tax breaks to the wealthy. This is a great investment on their end, as you see in Trump term 1, and as we anticipate in Trump term 2. They certainly will get all of those goals. And they certainly got that during Trump term 1. These billionaires say that they're for a small government ideology, but the truth is they're not. They're for really big business ideology. They start to fund the Tea Party, the 2010 and 2014 elections that are very successful for the Republican Party. Obviously, like saying publicly that these nonprofits are for small government ideology, like the Tea Party says, but it's really about pro-business policies. The shadow network starts to undermine the Republican Party. So the Republican Party of my father and grandfather, the Reagan Party, really starts to disintegrate. And you see this in 2016 when Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio and other mainstream Republicans are completely deflated by Donald Trump, and there's no strong Republican Party to put in the guardrails that would normally prevent a candidate like Trump from rising. Certainly it also lays bare the foundation, not just for Trump, but also for what we're seeing today with Elon Musk. In no world before 2010 would we see someone like Elon Musk having as much access as he has today. Billionaires and the ultra wealthy always had access in our political system, and they always had disproportionate funding in our elections, but nowhere like it is today. And so there would be no world where Elon Musk has such access to the White House and to the president before the rise of dark money and before the Citizens United case, where money bought our political system. This is really a problem. And so this book, Dark Money, it's about the foundations that we are in today. Citizens United in 2010 really just allowed the floodgates of spending to open. And both parties were able to do it, but this small group of Republican conservative billionaires took advantage of it, and we're seeing the consequences of it today.